for attending our second workshop. Last week we had ways to increase your financial literacy for small business, and today we're just going to be discussing ways that we can increase our profits in 2023. Okay, so before we get started, we just want to think about our roadmap to success and what does success look like for you. And for each business owner on the line, it's certainly something very, very different. But how can you develop that path to success and be successful this year? And even though we're already in the 6th or 7th week of the year, it's still not too late to start planning. How many people already have a business plan or a strategy, just a simple plan on how much you project you're going to have in revenues for 2023? How many people have broken this number down by weeks, by months, by hours, by days, just to see what you need to make in your business to be successful. So today we're just going to talk about some tips, actually 12 different tips on how to increase profits. Things that you heard about, common sense, is just something that you might not have incorporated yet into your practice. So the agenda would be first about focusing on your customers. Second, about a marketing strategy that might help to increase profits in 2023. And last, your sales model, but just looking at your sales model, readdressing it, changing it to increase some profits this year. Okay, so staying customer focused. Let's start there. The first idea I have for you is to develop a customer loyalty program. Now, again, we're assuming that you're already in business. You have some clients that have been following you, that have been repeat clients, hopefully. But this is where you can create a strong relationship. Every entrepreneur or business owner around, I don't care where you are on the globe, you want to have a very strong relationship with your clients. You want to hold on to this relationship that you already have. And you want to expand your customer life cycle to as long as possible. You want to gain their trust and their loyalty for life, basically. I'm going to see if I can get into this link really quick to show you some examples. And then we can just jump back in and you can take a picture of the link as well. DSW, Starbucks, they're just showing you some examples here. You have some reward members for exclusive members. 2 times the points every time you make a purchase. You spend $6, you earn a $10 gift certificate. I mean, you've seen them all already, but try to develop your own customer loyalty plan. Let's go down and see some of the other ones in the beauty sector. So whether you're VIB, where you're spending inside, outside of the company, beauty products, seasonal products, free shipping. These are just some samples. On your birthday, you get certain things free as well. Let's say Starbucks, they have another reward system as well in place. Amazon, which we already know. We're all familiar with their reward systems, and then you get your Amazon Prime, your free shipping, etc. After you've spent a certain dollar, you become a member, you become an exclusive member. I think you kind of get the gist. Okay, so that's one of the reasons and one of the ways we can actually increase profits for 2023. So our customer loyalty program. All right, so now the second thing focused on the customers is hyper-personalization. So what do I mean by that? I mean pretty much to personalize your messages to your clients as much as possible. Put that extra effort to reach each user and the way they like to be, prefer to be communicated with. So for some, it could be on social media. For others, it could be via text, others email, others instant message. So there's several ways that you can add a personal touch, even a video. Like you can, tape yourself in a video saying hello to your customers and calling them by their first name and sending that video to them. Instead of Mr. and Mrs. Client or all clients, just make it very, very personalized. Hi, Verlene, and then go right there and say whatever you want to say. Create a more tailor-made experience for that client. with your touch points and even your prospects, right? You want to also to make those messages personalized. Focusing on those repeat customers. Repeat customers are gold, okay? Gold. You want to focus on building those relationships, like I said in the first slide, having the most effective, strong life cycle with your existing customers. It's more effective and it's more efficient to just work with your existing customers than spending marketing dollars to try to grab onto a whole bunch of new customers. Now, if you're a startup and you have no existing customers, then of course, once you start to receive customers, you want to make them repeat customers. You want to connect with them as much as possible. This can help boost your sales and help you grow your customer base. Give your existing customers some strong referral incentives. So it may be special discounts. Customers love freebies, right? You throw that in, that's a great thing. I actually was at the college today and they had a Black History event and there were freebies. There was a nice bag, a nice colorful Black History bag. You had a bookmark, you had a cell phone holder, we had some candy, and then of course a couple of flyers to some of the other events that are coming. So they were advertising and marketing right inside that bag, a freebie, a giveaway, something very simple. It gives the existing client the impression that you're going that extra mile for them and that they're important. And that is very, very valuable. Again, repeat customers are gold. Next, use the leads that you already have to get customers. Now, what do I mean by that? Very simply put, you may have received referrals last year in 2022, assuming again, you're already in business. 2020, even before the pandemic, you might have run into some referrals or some prospects that you never ever followed up on. You might have sent out a flyer, an email, a blog, and someone's reaching out to you, they're asking questions, they're inquiring, but you never followed up on it. You have to follow up on these leads. This is a quick way to ensure that you're increasing your profits. I have a little saying on the side, develop a follow-up Friday. Like every Friday, you follow up on some of these leads, or a certain time of the day or the month, or, again, the week. First of all, you'll be wasting your marketing dollars. That's one thing we already know. Second, it keeps you from having those ongoing conversations with your prospects, so that you can convert them to customers. How do you solve this problem? Is formalize something that's very formal and a procedure to follow up on leads. So you just don't have a ton of Post-its and messages all over your desk, not organized, but some type of procedure that's in place. Have a plan for following up on your hot leads, right? The leads that you feel are ready to convert right now to a customer. Have a list, right? Stay in contact with them, keep in contact with those individuals, even with the individuals that you get no response from the first time and even the second time, because we already know being an entrepreneur, you're going to keep on going. The momentum will keep going, even though you might not get a yes initially. How you want to handle these leads and make them customers. Maybe it doesn't appear that they're ready to buy right now. So what do you do with those individuals that are not ready to buy? Have a procedure for them. Decide how you want to keep in contact, what information you want to send to them, keep in front of them, maybe promotions or discounts. I was speaking to one of the clients from the center today, and she's thinking of confirmations and Easter sales, and trying to reach out to her existing clients and see how can she be of service to them with her balloon business right now, okay? Also, too, you want to try to have everything scripted. So what do you say when someone says, I'm not interested? What do you say when they say, not now? What do you say when they say, I have one of those already? What do you say to all of the responses or the objections? Have it all scripted out. Automate it if you can, as much as possible. Make it easy for yourself, basically. All right. So another area where we can actually increase profits from today and using the leads that we already have is, again, solving this problem. If you don't already have, maybe develop a monthly or a bi-monthly newsletter or blog, if you will. I send out a market for my business, which is financial services. I send out a market update every month. Now that the market has been very volatile, send it out a little bit more often, but most times once a month is enough to touch bases. This newsletter goes out, stay in front of my prospects and my existing clients to let them know, hey, I'm here. I'm thinking about finances and I'm thinking about you. You want to send those newsletters out to stay in contact with them. Have them ready to convert maybe a lukewarm lead to a not ready to buy prospect into a paying customer. Okay. And all right. All right. The next technique to increase your profits. Be right where your audience is, right? And that's the real key. Who is your audience? Who is your target audience? What are the products that they need? What are they looking for? How can you satisfy their needs? You want to identify those customers. You want to satisfy those customers, and then you want to retain those customers. You want to hold on to them. Know who your target audience is. Where do they hang out? Whether it's on social media, anywhere else, coffee shops. Where are they? Where do they hang out? Invest in advertising to people that would like to buy your service or your products and who are interested in, not the people who are not interested in. You don't want to send out flyers and waste marketing dollars sending information to everybody in the world, just to people who would like to buy your service or your products. Email marketing is another strategy we can also to employ in 2023. Build a list. I spoke to a couple of clients over last week. They don't even have a client database. Are you keeping a database of your existing clients, your past clients? Because remember, existing clients are gold. Keep a list. Make it automated. Make it an effective tool for expanding your business, right? Keep incorporating maybe some sign-up forms on your website, on your social media page, where people can sign up and include their phone number, their email, their contact information. Use certain techniques maybe on your landing page or some marketing funnels that you might have, something to sign up, and leave the email, right? Because you need to get that information. Provide pertinent content in your emails when you're marketing as well. So you want to try to see if you can educate your clients. You want to see if you can actually maybe entertain them, whether it's a video, a small clip, something they can tap on and be educated with, a how-to, a YouTube. And then you want to promote your business. So that should be last, like the 80-20 rule. 80% of what you're saying should be entertaining, educating, and trying to satisfy a need or solve a problem for them. And then 20% is you marketing your actual service. So take advantage of that powerful way to get in front of some potential customers. All right, now offering discounts and rebates, right? $5 off your entire purchase of $30 or more. Properly marketing, of course, you can create some type of incentive for customers to start buying. Discounts could be limited for certain products or services, certain quantities. It could be seasonal. It could be a store-wide discount that you have going on. Right now, the weather is like spring, even though it's winter, because you can have a spring sale right now, right? Or winter clearance. Rebates are also a way to defer those discounts after the purchase. And we all know most people do not cash in on those rebates, right? It's an additional sale that you can make, while a lower redemption rate would also to cut your costs. So if I have a coupon with $5 off, I might run into the store and get the $5 off. But if you tell me I have to mail in a rebate, I might still buy it thinking I'm going to mail it in, but as soon as I get home, something else distracts me and I never mail in that rebate, which means you save money because now that $5 doesn't come back. Okay, other areas that we can look at to increase profits in 2023. The sales model. So what do I mean by that? Now, we can just sit down, look at our business plan, something that we should dust off if we've been in business for a while and haven't looked at it. And for those of you who do not have a business plan, I strongly urge you to call the center. I'm pretty sure Jen can put that in the chat, or Jay. Call the center, set an appointment, have your business plan, which is basically a roadmap to success. What I said in the first slide, you want to have that roadmap to success. Okay, enhancing your price strategy. So now this actually occurred with me. In 2020, I totally changed my sales model, going from selling products and services to basically consulting for a fee. So most of my clients were used to me selling them products and they never had to pay a fee for my professional services. So in 2020, that totally changed. But I didn't feel guilty about it because the value that the client is receiving for the services that I'm providing. So they were getting it for free for years, over 20 years to be exact. But now they value my service, they value what I offer, and they don't have a problem with writing that check or sending that money in. People are not writing checks anymore. I'm sorry. That was before the pandemic. Touching and tapping and paying for my service, they have no problem. All right, so expanding without the guilt, that's the first thing. Price is the most important factor in your purchasing decision, right? You could adjust those prices or on your services and your products. It will somehow hit the bottom line. It's also too part of your situation where your revenue goals will be affected. A sudden increase in your price will bring in more revenues and boost your business for this year. As long as it's not negatively affecting your sales, that you're still receiving sales, it's not really negatively affecting you. Understand how your price with your product service stacks up to the competitors. Again, what standpoint are you versus them? This would allow you the best position with your pricing in the marketplace. We could do the math here too as well. You don't want to have a drastic increase. Perhaps consider rising your prices or raising them regularly, right? Small little jumps may not seem very important, but when you compare it to the full price, but certainly it will have an impact on your profit margins and of course your bottom line. Again, we're looking for ways to increase profits in 2023. Okay, so as far as the pricing, again, this is some simple math. Let's just kind of do some calculations here. Let's assume you have 100 clients, and each of these clients are spending $50 within a month. So you take in $5,000 that month. For the year, if you stay consistent, that's $60,000. Now, if you target those same 100 clients to spend $70 a month, you take in $7,000 for that time frame. And for the year, you end up with $84,000 a year. This huge increase by just slightly having your existing customers, that 100 customer, buy more, right? They're actually buying $70 worth of your products as opposed to $50. Small strategy, ways to incorporate it. Let's look at that. Ways to increase your profit and expand your order value is learn how to upsell, or cross-sell. So upselling, what do I mean by that? These upgrades. So in my business model, I have 3 distinct packages that my customers can buy. You can have the same thing. You can have a bronze package. You can have a premier package. You can have a golden package. You can come up with your own colors and your own scheme. It's just like even with McDonald's, right? If you have a simple meal, a medium meal, you can supersize it. You know, again, you can upsell it. You can get a very simple meal, or you can spend a little bit more money for, you know, the value meal versus the highest meal. Okay, cross-selling. What do we mean by that? So now let's assume that you're a physical therapist. You might want to encourage your clients to buy more. Have a little props for you. You might tell them to buy some stretch bands. You might tell them to buy an ice pack. You might even ask them to buy certain other equipment, right? So that they can continue the exercise programs at home, right? You can be a reseller of nutritional supplements, right? If you're a physical therapist, I'm just giving some ideas. It can be any type of business, but you have to think about how can you incorporate increasing the value in the services that you already provide. How can you upgrade it? How can you cross-sell with different products or services that you're offering for clients? So if you're a physical therapist, this example, you might have flyers in the waiting area, right? You also may have posters posted on the wall. So while patients are waiting to see the therapist, that they can see what you're selling. It helps them to sell additional services, so your therapists that work with you don't really have to sell. It can be the front desk administrative assistants that ask you, would you like to order some bands? Would you like to order some ice packs, etc.? So selling products also through an online store. If you're not ready to go out on the storefront, you may offer more products through your online shopping or online store. Next, we can add new or related services to increase profitability. Now, these last items with the sales model definitely all take research. So you just don't want to come up with a great idea and you don't research it to see if it's actually going to bring you profits, or is it just a great idea, right? So we want to look at that and really look a little bit deeper into that. New products, new markets. You look at your existing products, and then you want to evaluate those new products that you want to offer. You look at your existing markets, and then you might want to evaluate the new markets that you want to go into. You might want to penetrate your existing market or this existing product, or you might want to develop a new product totally. You might want to diversify the products that you're also offering. These are all new ways to develop new revenue streams for your business, right? Again, by just offering something that's somewhat related to the services you already offer. Keep track of the items or services that your customers ask for. So let's just say they're asking for, additional weights. They're asking for a yoga cube. Again, I'm just going on that physical therapist. They're asking for other equipment. So just take a list and, just keep listing what they're asking for. You can be mindful of, hey, you know what? Clients might be interested in this. Do market research to find out how widespread the need really is. Meaning, is it just 2 or 3 people that need this, or are there plenty of people ready to buy, right? You don't want to actually go out and have a whole bunch of new items stocked up and you can't get rid of them because only 2 people or 1 person really wanted to buy them. Okay. Now we're talking about other ways to to boost our income in 2023 is boosting your operational efficiencies. Now, this way we can look at cutting the cost on some of our reoccurring expenses. We only want to cut costs. We do not want to cut the quality. We're looking to boost that bottom line up. So that, therefore, we're looking at the sales that are coming in and we're looking at the expenses that are going out so we can increase that bottom line of that profit margin. What are some ways? So now we could be thinking about, we've always done things a certain way in the office or in your business, right? Maybe it's time for a change, right? Give yourself that opportunity. Like, it can be a significant boost in your profits by just changing the way you're doing something. Let's take an example. Maybe weekly meetings you have with your staff. Let's look at reducing those. Let's try cutting back the time. Maybe you spend an hour in these meetings. Make them 30 minutes. This frees up time for you and your staff to spend some more time on some income producing task. And in each business, you have to figure out what that might be. Calling on a prospect, going back to that Friday, that follow-up Friday. Now I'm going back to those prospects, those warm leads, trying to convert them into basically customers, right? Buying customers with you. So you want to look at what you're doing. Are you spending enough time with those income producing tasks? You want to look at your task all day long. What are you doing? What are you spending your time? What is your staff spending their time with? The information that all your staff needs, you may send it in an email. You may set that up on the cloud and not basically have paper and meetings and conversations that are just wasting time to keep more efficient. Interview different vendors. So like, when is the last time you interviewed a different vendor? Now, I'm not telling you not to be loyal to the services and the products that you already use, but certainly you can approach them and ask if there's a better price, the different terms on the inventory or raw material that you buy from them. Look at your current vendors and ask them, is there a better pricing strategy for me right now? Let's say when you started off, you were only purchasing 100 items, but now you're purchasing 150. Perhaps they can give you some price breaks as well. So have those conversations. What about your merchants, providers that you're using right now? What about your phone service, your cable service? I'm talking about your business right now. You could also do the same thing as far as your personal, but you could be wasting thousands of dollars a year on services that you don't even use. I spoke to one of my clients just last night, and she's an attorney. She's paying $300 a month for software that she doesn't use. She's looking at ways that she can boost efficiency, and it's going to increase her profit margin right away. Cutting costs again and looking at this bottom line. Do you need all of those reports that you print out? Now, I'm actually guilty for this one. I print out everything, but it's a lot of waste, right? The ink, the toner, the paper. Let's go deeper. The file cabinets, the space. Now that people are working from home or remotely, you do need to be conscious of that. Most people are just working electronically and they're not really dealing with paper anyway. They're paperless, but in the event you do print out reports, you will have a lot of waste there. Maybe instead you can store it on the cloud. Do you really need those reports anyway, right? Ask yourself. Those just in case reports, right? Just in case somebody needs them or asks for them. Okay, you probably need to get rid of those as well to be more efficient. Ways that we can solve these problems and boost the efficiency is really to find those inefficiencies. And how do we do that? Really simple. We would write down, what do you do every day? Along with, why are you doing it? Okay. And the time it takes you to do it. You'd be very surprised to see how much time you waste doing some of the tasks that are not really even necessary. Lastly, the results of what you're doing or why you're doing this task. And then you want to have that same conversation and meeting maybe with your staff to ask them to do the same. What are they doing? Eliminate the activities that aren't necessary, right? Definitely boosting your operational efficiencies. Another way, very simple, ask your staff, ask your employees, ask for a suggestion box, right? Better ways to improve what you're doing already. This is just the day-to-day function of operating the business. When you first come in the door, what's the first thing you do? What's the second thing, third, fourth? You know, what are you doing all day and how efficient is it? Next, you may be thinking of maybe going into a new area, right? Expanding into a new area altogether. Research, research, and research. Where would you start? You know, where do you want to expand? What is it you want to offer in this new location? And then how do I actually do this, right? So we're just assuming that you have a cafe. So a small town may need only one cafe, right? Small town. So if your small business already has reached its market saturation, you might consider expanding into a new sector, right? Beforehand, again, research the area first. How many similar businesses already exist in this area? What is the population density? And will overhead costs be similar than your current storefront? So you want to kind of compare and contrast before you accelerate this business growth. Will overhead costs a similar amount? And then again, if you're not quite ready to have a new storefront, you might consider setting up an online storefront and selling your merchandise. So now, just to wrap it up, we have 12 ways to increase your profit. I have been talking for 30 minutes actually, but these are 12 ways. And one good thing about the 12 ways that I decided to pull out with my research was there's actually one way you can incorporate in your business every month. I mean, I know we're already in February, but the customer loyalty program and hyper-personalization, you can do that now. That's for January and February. Let's say in March, you're going to focus on those repeat clients. How are you going to get back in front of those clients? In April, maybe you would use the leads you already have. Go back to 2022. What leads did you have? What names did you just kind of didn't think were hot, but maybe you should try to get in contact with them right now? We're simply talking about ways to increase your profit for 2023. Let's say May, you want to be right where your audience is. So you want to look at these marketing tools that you have in place. In June, you might set up your newsletter through your email marketing strategy. It may go out bi-monthly, monthly. You may set up a blog or a little video that describes, educates your clients, entertains your clients. And again, solving problems for your clients. Then you want to talk about your services. 80-20. 80% of your educating, 80% of your solving problems, 80% of your entertaining, and then you incorporate selling your product. Offer discounts and rebates. You can do that in July. It's halfway through the year. It could be a summer sale, some rebates. If you buy this, you get that. We can look at August. Just looking at your business strategy and enhancing your pricing strategy. Can we go up a little bit? Are my clients spending $50? Can I get them to spend $55 or $70? Do I have 50 clients or do I have 100 clients? Do the same simple math and see how you can expand just a little bit. You don't need to spend a lot of money on marketing to just expand. This is what this presentation is really about. These are little things that you can incorporate right now that really don't require a lot of money. In September, increase your order value. Again, see if you can cross-sell, train your staff to cross-sell or upsell. So now we're talking about upgrading. So now if you have the simple plan, the bronze plan, maybe you're looking to get the gold plan. And what does that cost, Mr. and Mrs. Client? You're speaking to them and you let them know, what does that cost? What's the value behind that? You have to express the value to them, and then they would not have a problem with taking on that additional cost, I would say. I wouldn't say fee. In October, you might look to add new products that are related to the services you already provide, right? And so again, it can be, if you're a physical therapist, you're already offering those services. We're talking about upselling. We go back, it could be the weights that you're buying. It could be your bands that you're also incorporating. As far as selling, it could be the ice pack. Again, ways that you're going to be cross-selling and upselling for your existing client base. In November, we can look at boosting your operational efficiencies. And that's a really good time to do that, because in December, sales may slow down, but you can look at and reflect from January to November. What did we do all year? What are our steps? What do we do that we can improve, or how can we improve what we've been working on throughout the entire year? And in December, you might look at expanding into a new area. Again, if you're selling just in a storefront, you might look to go online. So, some online sales is better than none, right? It's still going to be an increase for your profits for 2023. Doesn't cost a lot to have online sales. Social media keeps those costs down as far as your marketing and getting in front of people as well. And I think that is it. What I do want you to do, instead of just listening to me talk and mention these 12 different tools, and I'll go back to the slide in a minute so you can at least take a picture of it. How can you implement an idea from the workshop today? How? And you might need help with that. And this may not be the forum just to kind of get a little bit more detailed on it, but you just might call the office, schedule an appointment. I'm one of the business consultants there at Suffolk County Community College, and we have a great team, Kenya Harvey, Jennifer Kinney as well. We have Jay on board. We have a great team that can actually assist you in your needs by just simply scheduling an appointment. You can contact the office at 631-851-6214 to schedule an appointment. And thank you, Jen. She just now put that in the chat. So I just want to take questions, but before I take questions, I'm just going to go back really quick if I can. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to leave it here at the screen so that you can see what you need to kind of get your hands dirty with this year and trying to increase your profits for 2023. So I'd like to take some questions. I want to open up the call line or the chat line for some questions. Again, whatever I can't answer today, we could always come back and have a one-on-one meeting with you to go further into ways that you can increase your profits for your small business. Any questions? No?
I have allowed everybody access to their microphone. So if you do have a question and you don't want to type it out, if you want, you can unmute and ask your question.
Okay, thank you. And I know sometimes, people don't want to speak and they're kind of want to just listen in, and that's a good thing. So if you're not able to have your questions now, as I said, the best thing is really to call the office so that we can talk more about your situation specifically. But these are just some ways. I think they're all practical. And, out of the 12 ways that are here on the list, I'm pretty sure you can incorporate really all of them. But if you put your mind to it, you can at least incorporate 3 or 4 items for this year, and just small ways to increase your profits. Does anybody want to maybe write your question in the chat? I do see that there's callers out there and there's people that are here. And again, I'd like to just thank you, all that came out. Last week, we did talk about financial literacy. I think that Jennifer will be posting this on YouTube. Would it be posted on YouTube as well, or Facebook?
Yes, this will be on our YouTube and our Facebook page.
Oh, okay. All right, perfect. So in case I was speaking a little quickly and you didn't catch everything, certainly you can go back and look at the video and enjoy it at another time. But certainly, again, I thank you all for coming out. And if I can be of assistance to you at any time, we are here. Again, I want to just reiterate, everyone on our team is pretty passionate about what they do. We love to help individuals, small businesses, a business idea. It may be something far off to you and you haven't really started your business yet and just trying to figure out ways to make money and profits. This is what we're here to do. We do a women and minority certification workshop as well, and we help with clients in that area. We do help find ways to get some funding if that's available for you based on your business. If you had an existing business that already shows like some history there. But anyway, anything you need, if we can be of assistance, we're really here. We're looking to actually expand, and we have a lot of great things happening in 2023. And I'm pretty sure if you keep checking our website, keep checking our social media, you'll see all our new announcements on all the new programs that we're going to be offering. And I'm excited. All right. So I will not hold you. Have a good night for those who are on the call. And look forward to seeing you at the next call. Oh, there's a question in the chat. Oh, thank you.
Engineer says thank you.
All right. You're quite welcome. Thank you all for attending and have a good evening.
Good night, everybody.